私の狙いは主だ。
よう待たせちまったな。
Gintama is one of the hardest to appreciate anime out there. All the signs point to it being at least great, yet not many people talk about it.
Why?
Maybe you even tried to watch it at some point, but no matter how much patience and goodwill you put into it, the anime seemed mediocre, pointless, or weird. And you might have wondered, how is it that a series is constantly on the top 10, 20, 50 and 100 anime of all time when it's so hard to watch? Could it be that it's you who has the problem? Could it be that it's the anime? Maybe the fan base? So today, I'm here to finally answer. Yes. One other answer is that you weren't using my guide to watch it. But before watching an otherwise excellent guide on how to watch, let's try to find out if the anime is actually worth watching. Keep in mind that I couldn't find a way to make the premise not sound ridiculous at first, so I'm just going to highlight that it really works within the context of the anime. So, the anime is set in feudal Japan, but in this universe, Earth has been invaded by aliens who have actually conquered it and subjugated Japan and the samurai. The shogunate, or bakufu, surrendered pretty quickly, and a revolution broke out from samurai that refused to be conquered. Some years after the war, our protagonist Sakata Gintoki, who was one of the last few heroes of the revolution, opens up an odd job shop and lets two teens work for him after he saves them. Gintoki has left his war hero days behind him, yet he still carries a strong wooden katana on his hip to bypass the sword ban that was imposed on everyone in Japan. There's a huge cast of characters that are steadily introduced over the course of the series, each one funnier than the last. Now let's talk specifics. Gintama is heavy on comedy, with framing devices ranging from a heartwarming, well-thought-out story of redemption to Gintoki being too lazy to recycle. Each episode keeps delivering all kinds of comedy levels, from carefully constructed jokes to silly humor and unexpected puns. It doesn't really pull its punches, delving bravely into base territory while staying wholesome in a very Filthy Frank-esque way of comedy where everyone gets shit. The characters stray from the standards we unconsciously place upon them, and the plot will not hesitate to screw up your wholesome moment to hit you with a display of human pettiness.
大丈夫ですか？こりゃひどいや。神楽ちゃん、救急車呼んで。
誰がそんな原始的な呼び方しろっつったよ。
However, as episodes roll out, you start noticing that this ridiculous anime with its silly and frankly ridiculous characters has a very deep story behind it, waiting to unfold. Truth be told, Gintama is hands down the funniest anime I have ever watched, and when it decides to become serious, it delivers some of the best action arcs I have seen as well. However, it must be said that it's not for everyone. The series is deadass screwing around for the first 50 episodes of the anime, since the first actual series arcs of the series is 58 episodes in, or 17 with my guide. It's usually people that manage to reach that arc that come to understand the potential of the anime, action and plot-wise. However, as you continue along the story, you start realizing that the first 50 episodes were not actually screwing around, but carefully building the characters and the lore. Eventually, when you reach the later series arcs, you are much more invested in the plots because you see characters that you have come to care about, being in perilous situations and going through tough times. In other words, Gintama uses its strong comedic element to portray its characters in slice-of-life scenarios without it being boring, and contrasting it with some brutal plot developments that makes you worry more than my mother when I joked about doing YouTube as a career. It's kinda like when you see Luffy shouting a crewmate's name after he sees them getting hurt. But in this scenario, you're Luffy. It's not like there's no other comedic anime that successfully does that, but combining hilarious comedy with some of the best action arcs in anime history, it becomes a masterpiece. I don't think you should watch Gintama if you just started watching anime, or if you occasionally watch one or two within the year. It has a lot of references and parodies of other anime, and watching it with my girl felt like I was doing director's commentary. Yeah, they're referencing the Fist of the North Star. Yeah, remember the meme? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Kuroko is from a basketball anime that he was a part of a team of prodigies.
He would be so unthreatening that people would not even notice him. Angles. The whole aesthetic of this episode is exactly like the anime. The actual voice actor to play the character, yeah.
ひょんなことからくるくるの実を食べて天パになった主人公銀さんは全てを金で解決するために海賊王の秘宝を探す旅に出る。ついでに道で拾ったメガネ型モンスターチンパッチューと共に力を合わせ恐怖の大魔王を倒したジャボンディ諸島で再会した3人はついに天下一中任ハンターヒーロー試験を受けるのだったがだねーよ
It's from another anime. Gintama is best enjoyed by someone that has watched a lot of series and can understand at least 1/3 of the references, so they can actually appreciate the constant subversions of the genres it undercuts. At first, I too had a carrot and stick relationship with the anime, where I sat through the low stakes episodes to get to the action ones, but at some point you start getting the humor and you start caring about the characters, and you realize that this series is a sitcom with anime fights. It's The Office and Bleach, It's Always Sunny and One Piece.
カグラ、お前だけが頼りだ。女どもの中に潜り込んで俺たちの評判を上げろ。教えただろ、一緒に化粧室へ行って。
ねえねえ、その人気に入った？私あの銀髪、あの天然パーマ、かわいい。
違う違う、かわいい。
かわいい。
違う、かわいい。
It's entirely possible that you won't manage to watch enough of the anime to get to appreciate it, but I wholeheartedly encourage you to try your hardest. As long as you have watched a fair amount of anime, it's worth a shot. If you plan to watch the series, I have made a detailed guide on how to watch it to get to the more interesting parts fast, but not miss out on the important bits. Thanks for watching.
に戻る。
先生、授業中にタバコはないと思います。
これはタバコじゃない、レロレロキャンディーだ。
レロレロキャンディーから煙は出ません。
それはものすごくレロレロしてるからだ。そりゃ